everyone. So, this week we're going to be looking at medical terminology, and these medical terms can be quite long, and oftentimes their their words that they're using are from Latin and Greek origin, and so we don't necessarily always know what a medical term means just by looking at it. So, we're going to learn how to break down a medical term so that way we can truly understand it. So, we're going to be looking at the parts of a medical term, which are the roots, suffixes, and prefixes this week. And then next week, we'll get more into okay, so I know the root words, I know the suffixes. How do I put that together to get an actual medical term? And how do I look at a medical term and figure out what the heck it means? So, here's one. For example, so arteriosclerosis, I can look at that and tell you right now, I know that RT, that is the root word, and that means arteries. And I know from my knowledge, teaching this, studying this, sclerosis means the hardening of. So when I look at this word, I know it means the hardening of arteries. Well, that ends up leading to a heart attack. So that is a problem in patients. So by the end of this medical term unit, you'll be able to look at words like that and use your knowledge and decode it like I just did. So here's another one, encephalitis. I know encephal means the brain, and itis is a very common suffix, and it means inflammation. So we know that the brain is inflamed, the brain is swollen in this patient. So, like I said before, med term can be hard because it's very extensive. It's constantly evolving. There's constantly new terms being added because of the science and technology we have in the medical field. And many of the words are Greek or Latin origin, which most of us don't just study or have a background knowledge of. So, as you're looking at pursuing the health field, a lot of the times medical terminology, it's memorization. It's just knowing that this word means this word means this. When I put them together, here's what could be going on. And also being able to think of when you're a patient and a doctor tells you this really technical medical term and you're like, so what does that mean? Well, you can quickly be able to break that term down for them and explain it in the plain language. So, a med term has three parts. It has a root, a prefix, and a suffix. And I'll go into each one a little bit here. But you can look at the three examples there. The blue letters are the root, the green letters are the prefix, and the yellow letters are the suffix. So what do they mean? So a root, the word root is really the foundation of a word. And what I like about this is the root word always, always, always indicates a body part. So it's kind of pointing you to where this is going on in the body. All medical terms have to have a root word. They can have more than one, but they have to have at least one. So in our example here, appendicitis, appendis is the root word there. It means appendix. Itis, I actually already told you guys, means inflammation. So we have inflammation of the appendix here. Suffix. So a suffix is added to the end of the root word to complete the term. Okay. Suffix typically tell you what's happening to the root word, and they typically tell you like pretty much what's going wrong or what's being done to the root word. So a procedure, a condition, disorder, or disease. So here, hemo is blood. So that's the root word because it's telling you about a position in the body or a part of the body. Stasis means stop. So when you put that together, okay, you know that somehow in this patient, the blood is stopping. Okay. I talk about suffixes first because you have to have a suffix with a root word. Okay. So you have a root word, you have to have a suffix. Then we have prefixes. Now you do not have to have a prefix in a medical term. Okay. So that prefix goes before the root word and typically tells you a time, number, location. So tachycardia, tachy means fast. Well, what's fast? Well, the root word, okay? Cardi, which is heart. Okay, so this person has a fast heart, fast heartbeat. Or, we could call that a pulse too. So we're going to be using the same modules that we did the body systems with to learn about the roots, suffixes, and prefixes. Now, because this video gets a little long with me explaining, you have today and Wednesday to go through the roots module. You have Thursday to do the suffixes, and then Friday is going to be the prefixes. And then next week, we will take a look at, okay, so we have all these parts. We have the roots, we have the suffixes, we have the prefixes. Let's put them together, and also let's decode some words as well. So where can you find this module? Well, I have the link in Google Classroom, but we want to go to this Applied Educational Systems, and I'm viewing this so you can see this here. You'll just see the medical terminology module right here. So go ahead and click on that, and you'll see these right here. We're going to start with word parts roots for today and tomorrow. And so you can work through this at whatever pace you want to. We are going to skip over and we're going to go to 2 right away, word roots. So we're going to go ahead and click on word roots. And
what you'll learn after you finish this,
pause that. You're going to go through this module. Okay. So you'll listen and then go ahead and click to the next. There's some interactive stuff in here for you. But as you are listening to them talk about root words, you're going to go ahead and be filling in this worksheet that's also on Google Classroom. Once it loads here. So because the root words are all about the body parts, they actually organize them by the body system. And so this goes along with how they are discussed in the modules. So here we go. So pretty much you'll go through integumentary. You'll figure out, oh, sem means this body part, and you'll just write it in. And you'll just go through and do all the body systems. Okay, so when you're done with that, and I know it's page 1 out of 30, but again, they go through each of the body systems, and then there's a little interactive thing as well. Okay, so then when you're done, I then want you to take this review challenge. So you'll click on that. It's just a little quiz. I am not grading how well you do on this, but so you'll just click start, and there's 20 questions, and it'll ask you stuff that you kind of went over today. So, oh, what is placed at the end of a term? Well, I know that that's suffix. Great, correct. Okay, so it'll tell you your score here. What is a word root? Well, that's really the basic meaning of the term. Okay, and we know that then is a body part. So you'll hit correct there. What's placed at the beginning of a term? Oh, a prefix. So you might get these same questions, you might not, but then they'll ask you about some root words as well. Then when you are done with the 20 questions, you'll get a score. Okay, and I do want you to screenshot your final score and insert the picture down below here. Again, I'm not grading this, it's just practice. But like I said before, with medical terms, the more you use them, the more you remember them. And so it's just kind of a nice wrap up for these terms. Okay, so again, you have today and tomorrow to go through the root words, so all the body systems. Then we're going to do suffixes on Thursday, prefixes on Friday. Okay, so reach out to me if you have any questions. Remember, I do have office hours today from noon to 1 and Wednesday from noon to 1 as well. All right.